is my 30th video, and I want to give a big shout out to my 61 subscribers. Thank you so much. And if any of you more would like to subscribe, I would be so happy. Today we are going to be making homemade pizza. So here we go. Okay. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to take my packet of yeast and I'm going to put it in a bowl. And I'm going to turn on my water and I'm going to get it to, while that's warming up, I'm going to take a tablespoon of sugar. Yeast likes sugar. And what I'm going to do, whenever you're testing out your water, you want to get the water between warm and hot. They say like 105, but I have always found if I get the water just between warm and hot, the yeast likes it. So we're going to add a cup of water. And I don't normally use my tap water, but for this I am. So I've got a cup of warm water, and I'm going to put that in the yeast, and I'm going to stir that up and let that start growing. And I'm going to set that off to the side. And then we're going to make our dough. So I'm going to take, let me dry that cup off. I'm going to take, straighten it out a little bit. I'm going to take 3 cups of flour. This is our pizza dough. 3 cups of flour. And about a teaspoon, just kind of a heaping teaspoon of salt. Then I'm going to get my yeast. You can let it bubble up a little bit more if you want, but this should be fine. That sugar helps feed it. Then we're going to mix it up. Wait, I'm going to put a couple tablespoons of olive oil in it. And that's what makes it have a little bit more of a smooth look to it. I haven't made homemade pizza in a long time and I was craving it, so I thought I'd share it with you guys what I do. So what I usually have tried making it with my sourdough starter, but I haven't had a lot of luck. So I'm going to wet my hand and I'm going to get in there and try to wet my hand again. Depends on your flour, how much water you need, but I think that'll be good. You just want to kind of get the gluten going in it a little bit. And then I'm going to put a plate on that, and I'm going to let that rest for an hour. And now I'm going to show you how I make homemade pizza sauce. Nothing to it. I take spaghetti sauce. This is kind of an off-brand. You can get whatever kind of brand you like. And if you make this ahead of time, it kind of gives the spices time to marinate, you know. So any kind of spaghetti sauce you like. And then I'm going to add, oh boy, this one wasn't opened. Here we go again. All right. I'm going to dry off my hand a little bit. I'm going to put in probably a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And I'm going to put a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. That's about what I got in there. And then I'm going to put a couple dashes of just oregano. Oregano's got more of the pizza flavor. And I like to add a little bit of spice to it. You don't have to, but I'm going to add about a half a teaspoon of red pepper seeds. And then you just mix that up. And while your dough is resting, you know, I am going to add a little bit of salt. And pepper. I like pepper too. That should be good. And while that dough is rising, I'm going to put the timer on it for an hour. And while that's rising, I will get back to you and I'll show you how to make the pizza with it. It's been about an hour, so I am going to preheat my oven to 425. Before you start building it, you want to preheat your oven. And look at this dough. How nice it's rose up. It definitely doubled in size. What I'm going to do, I'm going to knead it down a little bit. I'm going to set that off to the side. I'm going to rub my hands with a little bit of olive oil. And just put a little bit. I've got holes in this pan, so you don't want to put a lot. Just so it comes off good. And then I like to sprinkle it with a little bit of cornmeal. Just lightly. You know, when you go to the restaurants, it seems like there's a little bit of cornmeal on the bottom. And then with my oily hands, I'm going to just knead this up a little bit. My brother and I, when we were little, we used to go to Coachman Lounge. It was a bar restaurant when we were kids. And my parents always ordered ham and onions. And my brother and I would scrape every bit of cheese, onions, and ham off of the pizza and give it to my parents. And they're probably thinking, good. So we would eat the crust and the sauce, and that was it. Crazy kids. So I'm just going to stretch this. I'm getting a little bit of a hole in it, but I'll repair it. Then lay it on your thing. Put a little more olive oil on your hands. Just be stretching it out. You don't want it real thick, or I like thick pizza crust, but it can be doughy if you get it too thick in the middle. Just keep working it to the edge. Slipping away on me. Can't believe I'm 68 years old. Where does life go? I'm blessed though that I've lived this long. A lot of my friends haven't, so. I had a wonderful friend, Greg, and a friend, Marsha, and anyway, I'm getting there. I don't want it too thick in the middle. So just keep working it. It takes a little bit. This was definitely a good amount of dough for this big of a pan. I like a nice crust on it. Repair any holes so that the sauce doesn't go down into the oven. Then you have a smoky problem. Okay, I'm getting there. I wish I could spin it and flip it like the pizzeria guy does, but okay, I think I'm just about there. Make it the same thickness all over if you can. That's giving me a hard time, but there we go. Okay, now I'm going to rinse my hands off. We're going to take bring you over here. There we go. Okay, now, homemade sauce that you made, I'm just going to dump some of that on there. Depends on how much sauce you like. Some people don't like a lot of sauce, and then just take the back of the spoon, like they do at the pizzeria, and see, this is giving those spices a nice amount of time to marinate. Just get it kind of even. All right, that should be good. Then I'm going to take actually I'm going to take Parmesan cheese first. I'm going to just sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan. And if a little gets on the crust part, that's just going to add to the yumminess. Okay, that should be good. And then I'm going to add this is a pound of cheese. So let's see what we got here. I like cheesy pizza. What the heck. You only live once, right? Okay. Spread that all around. And I've got some, I have some salami that I had frozen from a party, and I'm going to use that up. Pizza really can be any topping you like, you know that. And Believe it or not, the ham and onions my parents used to order was really good. I've got my frozen mushrooms out here I've been thawing. I keep changing the paper towel because I don't want to have a lot of water on my pizza. You don't want that. And if you're a pescatarian, I guess, just don't put the meat. I don't know if pescatarians can eat the cheese or not, but there is cheese alternatives. So I'm going to put that on there. That should work. And I'm going to put these mushrooms. These are frozen mushrooms and thawed. But like I said, I keep changing the paper towel because you don't want them real wet. Just kind of spread them around. And I've got these little peppers that I freeze. I'm going to put some of those on there. I thawed those out too. I just love to freeze things because then you've always got it and they're not going bad in your refrigerator. These are kind of wet too, but hopefully they'll dry out. These are mild. These are not a... All right. I think that's pretty. Okay. Now, I'm going to cut myself up an onion. I just love onion on pizza. So I put a whole onion on it. I bought these onions on sale and they have given me so much grief. They just want to slide away, but we'll see what happens here. Well, something's not too bad. Oven's ready. See, just in time. And kind of crunch the onions with your hands. And you can put, like I said, olives, whatever you like on a pizza. Okay, I think that's good. It's going in the oven, and it probably take about 25 to 35 minutes. So I will get back to you when it's ready. Okay, it's coming out of the oven. It actually only took about 20 minutes, so there it is. Look at that beautiful, beautiful pizza. I'm going to let it rest for a while before I cut it. But I just wanted to show you guys. What a beautiful, beautiful pizza that is. I'm going to wait before I cut it, but I hope you enjoyed my homemade 30th video on breakfast, lunch, and dinner cooking. My 30th video, and thank you so much for watching. And God bless you. And remember, there's nothing you can't do if you put your mind to it. And love the Lord with all your heart. Bye now.